Yeah, Darren Munford. I farm around 3,000 hectares, central New South Wales, in two shires, Nyngan and Warren, spread over about 150 k's. And I grow a mixture of winter crops, wheat, oats, field peas, chickpeas, lupins, and this year hasn't been too bad. Just before harvest we had a pretty handy field pea crop, and the crop was quite tall, and as it ripened it lodged, and could see a need there for a lifter to try and pick it up and get it to feed well and get the crop off. And through our local case dealer, Three Rivers, I asked about some crop lifters, and the mainstream ones were hard to get, and they suggested having a look at these and going to Flexxifingers website and just see what I thought. And as soon as I saw them and saw the pulse crop lifter Flexxifinger, it just looked exactly what I needed, especially with this long tail that comes over the belt, and to get the crop to sit on the belt and feed straight into the header and not just dangle there on the knife and having it shatter on the ground and then not feeding real even. It looked like it worked the best from everything I've seen, and it did. The other thing I liked too was the box turned up, had a heap of parts, the whole lot. It was up the paddock, 10 k's from the house. The whole lot was there, just a spanner out of the toolbox, and everything was there, everything we needed. Didn't have to come back to the house and cut one bit because it wasn't quite going to fit there. And it had heaps of nuts and washers, and it was quite good. The other real advantage was, I don't have one, but the easiness to throw them straight on, throw them straight off, literally minutes, and you can take them off and you back in without them. Or if you think you might need them, it's only 5 minutes, you got them on and try them, and often it's best just to leave them on. Works quite well. Those detached nuts that stay on the front of the cutter bar that make it easy to clip on, they sat there. We would have stripped 4,000 or 5,000 acres with them on there and wouldn't have known they were on there. They work quite well out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, we come across one of our lupin crops. It was it grew chest height, fell over, all tangled up, and we didn't know how we were going to get on. But with the 1042 draper not being very deep, it was always going to be a bit of a ask to see what was going to happen there. And with the Flexxifinger on there, having the long tail just really helped. So the crop just seemed to be sitting on the ground 1 minute, then straight on the belt, delivering it straight up to the feeder house the next, and it just made it a really difficult job possible. And since later, talking to a few other lupin growers, and they've had to park their header and get a contractor to come in with a 1042 front, 1010 front with just a conventional front that didn't have the draper belt, and in that way, and that to me was another real satisfying moment or choice for why I went to Flexxifinger.